joining us for a Guy Day Friday. You like that? It's very catchy, isn't it?
Very much.
It's a man you can see on the hit Netflix series Fuller House. Can clap.
It will never go off the air.
I know. It's like he's currently directing and starring in the movie Jake. Do you play Jake?
No, he's my son.
Oh, okay.
More about that. More about that when I plug it here next.
Big fan.
Okay. So please welcome the lovely and talented Bob Saget. I understand. Let's start.
Lovely and talented. I feel like, I should have hose on.
And foul-mouthed. We also.
I can be foul-mouthed, but not here. This is
I love that about him, though. He's not the clean-cut dad you think of him in Fuller House. This guy's got more off-colored humor than anyone.
But it's not that
It's
blue.
like Filthy House
It's not
instead of
blue.
Fuller House.
You're not cheating in comedy. I know the blue term, but you're really.
I'm just myself. So I'd like to share it with you right now.
Well, tell me about you. I know you're touring in stand-up now, right?
I've been touring, and do you do stand-up anymore?
I do, here and there. Not as much. I'm
I want to
busy.
see you there.
I'm busy. I got this job.
I was performing a couple weeks ago, and a guy heckled from the audience, and it was really disconcerting because it's kind of where we're at, and it doesn't happen normally. He said, "The South will rise again." He heckled that.
Who's that, Jeff Sessions?
That is what it
You'll be
was.
here all week trying to feel.
And I'd count them.
Did you approach him afterwards?
No, I spoke to him right away. I deal with things in the moment, just like you do here.
What does that mean?
And it meant
South
he
will
wants
rise.
the Civil War to go back to a kinder, gentler time. And I said, what are you saying? You want lynchings? You want to be in a horse and buggy? What do you want? I said, you're incorrect. Do not set us back 50 years. We're here to have fun tonight. I'm not going to be talking politics. In my stand-up, I talk mostly things that are safe, about family, things below my waist where nobody gets hurt. But it stopped him, and also the club chloroformed him and took him out.
They did.
That's a buzzkill at a comedy show.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want that because from any side, from no matter who's wanting to be outspoken, you want the world. We need to be a group of humans. We need to be human again.
We are saying.
That's right.
That's interesting to me, though.
We are the world. I've been humming We Are the World, all kinds of songs. I didn't ever want to hear it again.
You do a lot of politics, though, in your acts.
But I do a whole hunk on Trump. I enjoy it. My audience knows they're getting that when they come in. There were many Trump supporters in my show I was mentioning yesterday. They just come anyway.
I wonder if
they got the money.
They're the ones getting the tax break.
Right.
You have to be able to laugh at the humor on both sides, because you remember Zach Galifianakis, the Between Two Ferns with Hillary Clinton, when he's like, "You've got mail." Like, it's hilarious either way to be able to laugh at it.
Have you ever done politics though in your routine? Or I'm sorry.
Yes, sometimes, and I do it once in a while, but it's kind of subliminal. But I am talking about where we're at right now.
Okay, let's talk about this, because this is where we're at in the news today.
That's why I'm here.
Kellyanne Conway, you remember her? She's taking heat for defending Trump's tweets against Nordstrom for dropping his daughter Ivanka's line and adding this endorsement. Watch.
This is it's a wonderful line. I own some of it. I'm going to give a free commercial here. Go buy it today, everybody. You can find it online.
So QVC on Fox News, I love it. But Press Secretary Sean Spicer claims that she was counseled for saying this. So what does that mean, she was counseled? She got a raise? I mean, really?
Well, I think most of our regime, high school counselors are talking to them. She's counseled by actual counselors.
What does it mean? Does anybody know what that means?
It's negative.
They yelled at her?
It means they said, don't do that, because you have people on both sides of the aisle coming out and saying, you can't, this violates ethics rules. You can't get on television if you're part of you have a federal job, you're part of an administration, you can't get out and say this kind of stuff about a private business that potentially impacts them negatively or positively. So whether you're Republican or Democrat, she needed to be scolded for this, and I hope he did. I hope
Trump
sat her
didn't
down.
scold her. He loved it.
No, he
Trump
loved it.
didn't scold her, but somebody did.
You can't sell stuff through the White House, although I've been there before, and they have lovely ashtrays and napkins. The White House has great merch.
There were some funny memes online, and tweets in general, and someone wrote, "Lock her up." That's all they put. Like, a lot of humor going on.
She'll get out because she's got so much jewelry she can pick a lock.
That's true.
But Jed, to your point there could be serious repercussions for her because right now we've seen bipartisan rebuke for this. They've requested a formal ethics review, and there could be long-term consequences for her.
And you have Jason Chaffetz, who's a hardcore conservative, coming in and saying this is unacceptable.
Oh, he only goes after Democrats.
He just went after her.
Big deal. Where
Take them as they come, Joy. This is
if
good.
you didn't go after her, you would be saying, oh, Jason Chaffetz would never go after her. He's right to go after her.
I know, but why doesn't he go after the Russian hacks? Why doesn't he go after the tax returns of Trump's tax
One battle at a
returns?
time.
One battle at a time.
No. He goes after Democrats. 11 hours on Benghazi. Come on.
He's going after stuff that potentially has legal ramifications. Like this, if she violated an ethics rule, there's a legal consequence.
What about all his businesses? And what about Hans and Fritz's businesses? There's a million businesses going on out of the White House right now.
So much happening, it will be gone in 4 hours. It is just a nice distraction. The outcry that she's promoting her products and feeling bad for Nordstrom's and the sell. I've worn a lot of Ivanka's clothes, and I love them.
Are her shoes comfortable?
I think in regards to what you're saying, I think it's an important note that it's so wrong that there's no one that can stand up for it. That's more the blaring,
But it's interesting that she could violate the ethics rules and get punished for it or counseled, and Trump can do it, and he doesn't.
That particular rule doesn't apply to the president and the vice president.
Can you imagine that?
It's absurd to me.
Yeah.
But that's
so if he went on Fox and said, well, buy my daughter Ivanka's shoes, nothing would happen to him.
It's not a violation of that rule.
Wow.
But that should be a problem. As a president, you should not be able to do that.
What do you guys think, though, about how he handled it? Because, I mean, I think you have to respect Kellyanne Conway for how she was able to turn around his campaign, whether or not you like her. But I mean, she has had a couple of, mishaps the last couple of weeks. What she called the Bowling Green Massacre, the alternative facts in this now. And she said, quote, this is what she's saying, all I can say to America's women is at some point in your life, you ought to have a boss who treated me the way that the President of the United States treated me today. She says he supports me 100%.
Yeah, because he likes it.
But what do you, I mean, I think for me the question, too, is what do we think about the way that he has handled it and handled having a very prominent woman on his staff that's really in hot water right now.
I think the strategy behind this, because I'm trying to channel Bannon and everyone. I think
you are?
You're channeling Steve Bannon? Wow.
I'm not doing a very good job, but
you need some holy water.
You know how we talk about how he's behind everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think in strategy what it would serve her to do this because she does know better. And I think what it is.
I don't think she knew better.
She didn't know better.
Oh heck yeah!
She does.
I think she does. I think what it is we hear all the time about how Bannon fights with Priebus, fights with Kushner, they're all trying to get in the inner circle. What better way than to go do this? Because he was probably like, right now, today, you're my #1 girl.
Yeah, but
like,
he was
like,
no, it looks
he
bad
doesn't
for her.
care.
And if it forces Jason Chaffetz, whatever his name is, Chaffetz to do something, it's bad.
I don't think she
But you know what? And I'd like to apologize to Spanx for promoting them all these years. I mean, that's what it's like.
I wear mine on the outside.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to, this is Black History. This is Black History Month.
Yes.
So I'm going to do this, and then you can talk in a minute, all right? The Grammys are this Sunday night, so today's Black History Month. FYI salutes 2 music giants who both won at the very first Grammy Awards show in 1959. The Queen of Jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, she was the best, snagged 2 Grammys that year. There is nobody like her ever again. And she would go on to win 12 more and countless other honors in her career, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Listen to this. This is an interesting fact. Musicians sometimes tune their instruments to her voice because it was so perfect.
That's fantastic.
You don't see that.
You don't hear about that.
Yeah.
I actually tuned a Jew's harp to her voice.
Do you really?
Well, that's my heritage.
Okay.
Did I shut the show down?
And wait a second. The other person we're saluting today is the great Count Basie, the legendary band leader who helped create the big band sound. He also won the Grammy for Best Smooth Jazz Performance that night. All the music you'll hear on Sunday's Grammys might not exist without the towering influence of these 2. So do yourself a favor and add them to your playlist. They're really great. Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald, will be right back.
Still ahead, do all men cheat? Find out if it's in your dude's DNA to mess around. This February, The View is on fire.
You have a
little spice, a little fire.
Burning things up with the hottest topics. And just look who's firing things up next week. Rodney and Holly Robinson Peete, Bob Odenkirk, Ice Cube. And get this, Guy Date Friday is back.
Just wait till you see the guys that we have lined up for you on Friday.
Next Friday, we're laughing with the hilarious Trevor Noah.
TGIF.
And our political view is sizzling when Senator Chuck Schumer hits the table.
Wait for that one.
Told ya.
That's what we do.
We're serving things up hot on The View all February. Still ahead, Lena Dunham has a preview of how her landmark series Girls is saying goodbye.
Okay, welcome back. So, we read a lot of studies and everything, but, we read something that said that guys get a bad rap for always wanting to mess around. But a female relationship expert claims that not all men are cheaters. Now, I think most guys want to make their woman happy, but they also want to make Mr. Happy happy. And that is where the conflict comes in. So, Bob.
Mr. Happy?
Yeah, Mr. Happy.
Wow. Robin Williams.
That's a first.
I love Robin Williams. Used to call him Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy, yeah. So, what's your story?
Well, it's complicated. I've done things I'm not proud of, but I've also come to terms with it all.
Which
and I
is?
think people, well, you really got to communicate with someone. And if you're going through dips and valleys, you have to tell the person, do they ask? Please tell me if you're thinking of going outside the marriage, please let me know. And so a lot of guys will go, okay, I'm in a hotel room with another woman. I'm calling you right now. I'm 5 minutes away. Is that enough notice? But
No,
in all honesty, cheating, you shouldn't be in the relationship if you're going to cheat.
Do you think all men cheat? Can I ask you this, though?
You agree?
Well, I'm going to ask you, though, because you're the only guy here. When they say, though, all men cheat, I hear this all the time. If I say that's not true, guys say to me, oh, no, you're just stupid. Is it not true?
It is not true.
Okay.
I know people in happy marriages and happy relationships that have no reason to cheat and wouldn't ethically anyway. Sometimes because in their past they have cheated and they don't want to repeat their mistakes because the guilt from it is ridiculous, and if there's kids involved, it's treacherous.
But I think a marriage can survive it sometimes, especially especially if it's the woman who's cheating. I think you can survive.
Oh no, I think.
Julie, you look so guilty. Are you guilty? Why is that
I'm just
different?
saying.
Wait, no, tell me why that's different.
Yeah, because
Why is that different?
No, it's like men. They always have to make a big thing out of it. They have to leave. The women, they shut the carpenter and they make dinner.
That's true.
I think men have a harder time forgiving, though. I think men have
men do?
Yeah.
No, I
think
what do you say?
if the woman cheats, I think men have a really hard time taking them back because they've been soiled. So I think it's I can't undo this.
Why do you think that is?
I don't agree. I think
it's women. I think it's the opposite.
I think if you stoop the carpenter, that is grounds for divorce.
I need a hotter
Because that
carpenter, you
means
guys.
that
What
means
if you
he
need the
nailed you.
carpentry work? You know what I'm saying? You need it to build a cabinet and you don't have enough money, so...
Good place to find people is Home Depot. That's where you want to cheat.
I don't think you said that not every man cheats, but I think every man and every woman is tempted. I think that we're lying to ourselves if we haven't experienced some sort of temptation on a daily basis, and it's whether or not you react to that. And I just think for anybody that has gone through this, I mean, pride cometh before the fall. Never say you're beyond anything. By the grace of God, there go I.
That was the Bible.
You know,
Oh,
it was the but it was the Old Testament, so it's all good.
The Old Testament. Hotel?
Is it? Yes, it's in your hotel.
Yeah, I never leave it.
No, but I just think for those people that are judging and say I would never accept somebody back.
Never
I think
say never.
You never say never, and for me, I think forgiveness is the most important thing in a relationship.
You say that. I'm interested in one point. Wait, so she's saying, let me ask you something. It's a crazy question, but you say that if a woman cheats, it's hard for the man to accept it. What if the woman cheated with another woman?
What do you think? They think that's
Or
different.
a man cheated with another man.
No, that too. What about it?
They do.
What about it? Would it be as...
And then,
so you tried lesbianism, let's say. You try it. A lot of women do.
You talking to me?
And then I'm talking to her.
Oh.
That was so distracting for him. He lost his train
I know.
of thought.
He can't even concentrate.
I want to make an OBGYN appointment. I don't know what to
Sit
do.
with it. Just let it play out in your head, and I'll answer this.
Okay, so let's say... Now, I don't know who at this table might have experimented, but I've heard that women will go off with another woman and then come back to the
I have
marriage.
friends that have done that.
See?
So
is that harder, do you think?
Friends? I went to a women's college.
Whenever we say
I'm an
friends,
athlete.
that means you've done it.
I was kind kind of making a joke.
All right.
But
I know a
my
friend
point
who's
being
me.
that I think if you do try with another woman, a man can't compete with that. When it's another man, I think they can
So
see
he's
it.
more apt to take you back.
I think in those two circumstances,
Yeah.
they'd probably take you back more with another man than because they almost have to outdo themselves. It's an ego thing. With a woman, there's like that game's lost. Like, what do I have?
And a woman, he's also like, can I watch? Or that's hot. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we got to go on that note. All right, you get the last
Every
word.
situation is different. I think every person is different.
Yeah.
And I think if you love the person, you want to work on it. I know couples that have split up and gotten back together again after 10 years.
Yeah.
And then they broke up again.
Well, on that high note, we'll be right back.
Later, twins for Clooney. Does this self-proclaimed lifetime bachelor's total transformation prove that all it takes is the right woman? The View Slide is still going nationwide. Kids are kicking it. Seniors are stepping up. And it's not just for ladies only. Check out these manly moves. Your turn. Record your View Slide, then send it to us by uploading it on our website and share it with your friends with #ViewSlide. We might just feature your video during our show.
Who said what? Not really? Who said that? We decided to start early on the lesbian thing.
You got to start early.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, now look at this. George Clooney, he got married, you know, which annoyed me in the first place, but now his wife Amal is pregnant with twins. Now, well, for decades, Clooney, he swore he wasn't going to get married, and he wasn't the marrying kind, and he didn't want to have kids.
Life changes.
Well, does this
And one of
prove-
those twins is mine, actually. Sorry, George. No,
Do you
George,
think
no.
this proves that if a man or a woman finds the right person, they change their tune?
That was me. That was me.
That
I
was
said
you?
for years, I'm not having children. From when I was a kid, I used to say, I don't even like to wheel dolls around. I used to tell my mother that, honest to God, because she wanted grandkids. And it was because I wasn't with someone that I wanted to have that experience
And now?
with. And now I feel like I might want a little munchkin. So,
Does your boyfriend know this?
He does. I told him. I did. I used to say that I used to go into homes in suburban town, like in suburbs, and I would go into the house and I would feel shackled by that life. And now I walk into it and I'm like, this is a home. I want a Christmas tree. And I can see a little baby running.
You can always borrow our kids.
They hung out with Alec.
Yeah.
Her husband is really nurturing. Like
My husband?
She's not married.
Oh
yet.
my gosh, Sarah. I hope he's watching. No, sorry, Jeremy. Or shoot.
Whatever.
I mean, boy, that remains nameless and faceless. Oh my gosh, they can't even talk.
I can save this. I would
Sarah,
just say...
what is your point?
My point was, they came to my house, and he played with my baby and was so lovely. I can see why that resonated with her, because when I looked at him, it's not his kid. He was like a natural. He was so cute.
But there's something so attractive about seeing your significant other with a child, whether or not it's yours,
Or to someone they found.
or to somebody they found, or somebody that they maybe illegitimately birthed. No, but there's something. I think when we had kids, we have 3 little kids, but when my husband held my daughter for the first time, I still remember that, and it's so attractive. I just see a different side of him. It's so sexy.
Well, I have 3 daughters, and I do want to make a suggestion. They're grown up and beautiful and amazing and talented, and I'd like to promote their products now.
This is a free commercial. Go buy their stuff. It's online.
But I will say, you said I would love to have a little munchkin. I just know from a fact that the munchkins in The Wizard of Oz were horny little things.
They were.
And so I would not wish for a munchkin. They got weird hair.
Judy Garland.
They got different color hair.
I read that. Allegedly. That somebody just wrote a book.
Talking about a baby. You guys twisted it so badly.
You said munchkin. That's like saying I want a Teletubby. I
Leave
just
it
don't
to
think.
Saget and Behar far to take my comment about a baby and turn it into this. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I hope you have a healthy one to name it Bob.
Comedians are dangerous people.
Dangerous.
Comedians are dangerous.
Go make a
Well, we should
baby,
congratulate George.
We want to congratulate
Yeah.
George and Amal. I really do. We're happy for them. And Vincent Jen. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Lena Dunham here to talk about all kinds of topics, including the fact that I've been losing tons of weight since Trump got elected. In fact, I drop weight with every move he makes. By the time his whole cabinet is confirmed, I'll be down to my goal weight, which is my birth weight, 8 pounds.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Now, after 6 seasons of boundary-pushing TV, Lena Dunham's series Girls is starting its final season. Aw. She's also been a lightning rod for controversy off-screen, and she's taking the Trump victory very badly, as we all are.
Bigly.
Around here. Bigly. Please welcome the very, very talented Lena Dunham.
What a gentleman.
Chivalry.
That's beautiful. I love that.
I like that outfit. Very cute.
Thank you so much. This is from the archives of my friend Todd Oldham, who's an amazing designer who stopped working in design a long time ago, but he let me peruse his old goods, and I stole this.
Very cute.
I need to add a couple pieces to cover the nipples just so it would be view appropriate.
You should get like miniature Cirque du Soleil people to climb up it.
It's my dream. Help me.
I will do it.
So let me talk to you, because I know that you were very upset that Hillary Clinton did not win the election.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you even broke out in hives, I heard. You had like a whole psychosomatic response.
I did. I found the night of the election to be so shocking and traumatizing, and if I felt that way, I can't imagine how the people who are so at risk in this country right now must have felt.
Like who? Who do you feel is at risk?
I mean, if a rich white girl who's on television is breaking out in hives, then how do undocumented Americans feel? Islamic Americans, trans Americans, all of the people who Donald Trump has made it so clear that he doesn't consider human and doesn't have any interest in protecting.
Right.
The fact is, I'll be fine.
But I read that you would like the critics to stop calling him names. Is that it's useless and counterproductive, right?
Well, I think it's really important to remember that one of the tools that Donald Trump used to insult the people who disagreed with them was to demean their bodies, rating women from 0 to 10, calling them dogs and pigs, things that we didn't hear that are probably so horrifying we can't imagine.
Right.
And so for us to then refer to him as the orange giant or talk about, you know, like the size of his... Like, that's actually not productive, especially because he's so full of hateful rhetoric. His policies are so ridiculous. Why don't we use our brains and our smarts and gather around and talk about that and not stoop to the level of a cabinet
It's
that's
a very
interested in-
junior high school.
Thank you.
I have to say that I enjoyed your Halloween costume.
Thank you.
Tell us about your Halloween costume.
Grab him by the kitty. I was a grabbed vagina because I was told there's a word I can't say here on The View.
You cannot unless it's your pet.
Yeah, but I can say the anatomical term, so I felt like I would like to maybe take back some of the power from Donald Trump's horrifying admission of sexual assault and instead dress myself as a grabbed vagina, and that I did. I felt really great in the look. I would like to credit my friends Kirsten and Marissa for having put the look together, and I've never felt more myself.
I need to try harder at Halloween. I have not been that clever ever.
Where did you go in this outfit?
I have to tell you, I went to my kitchen. I went to my dining room.
You stayed home.
Not the dining room.
I mean, here's the thing about Instagram is that you can show it to so many people
Right.
without ever stepping outdoors. And stepping outdoors isn't a big interest of mine.
So you can have... You could have a grab your party at home.
Yeah, I had a grab your vagina party at home. My boyfriend was the one who was forced to take the photographs, and he was exhausted by the shoot. Let's be but proud of the message.
You know, just to go
right.
one more hot topic I want to ask you about, because we were reading, all of us were reading this morning about this guy. I don't have the details. If we put it up there, maybe I could give you details.
We trust you. It's
some
okay.
guy, somebody who's a psychiatrist, I believe, he says that California Congressman Ted Lieu, not a shrink, he wants an in-house shrink in the White House. What do you think about that? Like an actual on-the-premises psychotherapist.
That sounds like a great idea. Although I'm more worried about getting psychotherapists into schools, women's shelters, and other places where people have been horribly triggered by this election, because we've all been told narcissistic personality disorder cannot be cured.
Yeah.
Nor is.
Yeah, he wouldn't, because he wouldn't be able to say, there's something wrong with me. There's something I need to fix.
I don't see a lot of self-reflection happening.
No,
there.
there's no self-awareness. And if it's a psychiatrist and he gives them any kind of meds, he would sleep through the night, which means we'll miss all these tweets that we love so much.
Yeah, exactly. True. What would
I
you
also
do?
wanted to ask you, you said that you had gone through a weight loss program that was because of Donald Trump, and you recommend it for other people as well.
Well, I know that the right-wing media had a real field day with that, like, liberal, so weakened, she cannot eat food because of Donald Trump. But what I was trying to express was that, like, this has been triggering for us all in different ways, and I know that if I'm not hungry, we have a real freaking problem. So, girl after my own heart.
You talk about your weight a lot. People say this to me too, because I also make fun of my body, etc.
Yeah.
You're a very normal-looking girl. In fact, a little bit thin.
Well, a little bit thin's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, so thank you. But, you know, it's interesting. You can be, as you say, a normal-looking girl, and when you move into the realm of Hollywood, that in and of itself shocks people.
Right.
And so the fact that I'm considered plus size or an example of a completely unorthodox body, I mean, I have to admit, it was a very rude awakening the first time I saw people's reactions to the show, and I was like, I thought I was pretty banging. Like, I didn't know.
Oh, you were banging.
When you look at Hollywood, how do you maintain a healthy approach of self when you're seeing everybody look the way that they do?
Honestly, I really have to credit my parents with that.
Yeah.
I come from a family that is not just liberal, but I also come from the New York art world, where there were so many people who were using their non-traditional bodies as part of their artwork. And my parents always let me know that difference was a beautiful thing and that there wasn't sort of a one-size-fits-all. I mean, my mom literally bought me a Barbie when I was 5 called the Happy to Be Me doll that was like, had flat feet, small breasts, a pudgy stomach, and like an articulated vagina. And I was like, this is the worst.
For that.
I was like, this is the worst doll ever. I want a Barbie. I cut her head off. I flushed her down the toilet. But looking back, I feel a lot of gratitude for my Happy to Be Me doll.
Well, I just want to say that you are so bold in being who you are, and the show has broke ground. And what you've done for a lot of young ladies, I have 3 daughters that are in that age demo, and they watch the show and they in their art world, and you have really been an amazing example, just to speak lucidly and be yourself and not CGI yourself and not touch yourself up.
He's
and
fangirling right now. That's what he's doing.
I really am.
You really
How do
are.
your
I'm all
daughters
over you.
feel about me being attracted to you?
Lena is sticking around. We'll get to that when we get back.
So next week, we've got a Valentine's Day treat.
Well, I have an idea.
Because live from the View studio, it's the Viewlywed Game. Which celebrity couple knows their partner best? Who will win a tropical trip to paradise? You're welcome. Find out. Tuesday on The View.
We are back with Lena Dunham. Bob, you had something you wanted to throw in?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to be here with Lena, and you said you were interested in me and had a crush, but I have a girlfriend and you have a boyfriend, but we can double, and, you know, maybe, who knows, swing, I don't know.
It's the modern way. It's the modern way.
Okay, he cleaned that up.
He did.
Don't say that.
And you said it.
Joy censored his joke. It's fine.
Lena, I want to jump into politics a little bit with you. You're an unapologetic feminist. You recently marched at the Women's March in solidarity with Planned Parenthood. Hello there. You recently said, though, that you're fighting for the rights of all women, including women who voted for Donald Trump. Why did you say that? What does that mean?
I think it's really important to remember that it is an incredible problem that 53% of women in this country, 53% of white women in this country voted for Donald Trump, which means that they're not only voting against the interests of their sisters, of women who may not look like them, who they may not understand, but whose rights are just as important, but it's also remember that they are in that case voting against their own best interests. And to me, a part of feminism is it's almost like being a parent to a teenager where they're so mad at you, they think you're such a piece of crap, and you're like, I know you hate me right now, but I love you, and everything I'm doing is because I love you, and I want us all to be safe.
But those women, to their defense, believe that he's going to bring back jobs, a lot of them, because they're voting for their husbands and their family. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think what's really hard is obviously it pains me as, you know, a Caucasian woman to think about how many women didn't think about women who looked different or had different life experiences than them. They didn't look outside their own backyard when they made the choice to vote for Donald Trump.
But in their own backyard, there are jobs. That's their...
What I was going to say is that...
put food on the table, it's hard for them to see another perspective when they're clearing no money to pay for health care. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't mean to... I'm sorry I interrupted you. I was raised not to do that.
I'm sorry. I actually interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I think it's really important. Of course, I understand what you're saying. And I also think it's really important to understand that so many women aren't raised with the rhetoric of self-empowerment. And the messages that they're hearing from Donald Trump may be very similar to the messages they've always heard from their fathers, from their brothers, from their husbands. They haven't been given the message that they do matter. And so, while I think we have an incredible amount of work to do with enlightening those women, I also have sympathy for the societal structures that keep them from understanding what they need to keep themselves safe.
Well, I think that they're going to be finding out soon that these jobs are not coming down the pike so fast. A lot of his policies goes against...
You guys, I want to talk about girls. Sorry to fangirl, but I'm a big fan of the show, and we can't miss this opportunity.
Could do this all day.
She could keep going. We could go 4 segments with this. But so let's talk about girls. It's entering its last season, and I think the whole message of the show has changed the way we look at young women, the way we look at sex. But it remains to be seen if your character has really come into her own. Hannah, what do you say to that? Well, wait, let's take a look at the clip.
Hands on the rails. Okay, now the wave comes. You're going to push up into a standing position. 1, 2, 3. Up. Pop up. Okay, that's not bad. You okay?
No, I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. It's my front arm.
Which arm is the front?
This front of this arm is really injured.
Okay, let me have a look. Look okay. There's no grazes or anything.
Well, it's an internal injury, so obviously you're not going to see anything.
You'll be surprised to learn I do my own stunts.
How is your internal injury?
I'm doing great now. I'm doing great now.
What can we expect to see in this season, and will we ever get a reunion? Because we need more.
Well, we talk all the time. I mean, the girls are my sisters and my best friends, and we did not end the show hating each other and avoiding each other. We ended the show loving each other more than ever, so there's nothing we'd like to do more than a movie and to revisit where these girls are at when they're women. That would be the dream.
Yeah, the Instagram post made me cry. You guys were all posting like last day shooting, and then I was empathy crying, and then...
So we did there was a lot of weeping. Considering there was no death or divorce involved, there was a lot of weeping.
It's nice to hear that girls all get along just like we do. And people say, oh, you must be fighting. No, we're not.
I know, and I think that the media so loves to create a feud narrative between women, and like I've seen dumb items in like Star, where like Zasha and Lena are fighting because one has a bigger dressing room, and it's like, I literally first season I was like gave my dressing room to Jemima that was bigger because she was breastfeeding, and I was like, I don't need it, you take it. Like I'm not saying I'm so generous, that's just what we do for each other as sisters and friends.
Were her breasts that big that she needed a separate room?
All right, thank you, Lena. Our thanks to Lena Dunham. The 6th and final season of Girls premieres on HBO this Sunday night. And everyone in the audience is going home with season 5.
Monday, Oprah's spreading the love on View Your Deal. We partnered with vendors for up to 60% off her latest batch of favorite things.
Welcome back. Tonight, I'd like to say this like Barbara Walters used to say. Tonight on 2020, 10 years after the sudden death of model and reality star Anna Nicole Smith, Deborah Roberts talks to ex-boyfriend Larry Burkhead and her daughter Danny Lynn about the mystery surrounding the life and loss of Anna Nicole. So don't miss Anna Nicole Smith's beauty loss tonight on 2020 at 10 p.m. on ABC.
Barbara,
thank you, Bob, for coming on the show. We enjoy you so
being
much.
here.
Come again. Die Day Friday. Have a little fun
Watch
here.
Fuller House, right? Watch Fuller House.
House on Netflix.
Have a great day, everybody, and take a little time to enjoy